Tom Clancy. Tom, it's a huge game for both Piarsaigh and Ballybrown. Piarsaigh obviously favourites going into it. Ballybrown are sure to give them a fine test.
Absolutely, John. I couldn't agree more with that. Ballybrown picking up two very impressive victories in the earlier rounds against Blackrock and Gary Spillane, albeit against the depleted Gary Spillane. But they're more than capable of putting up to Piarsaigh, and in fairness to Piarsaigh, they recovered well after that defeat to Kilmallock by I suppose dismissing a hand relatively easily. So it promises to be an interesting hour of hurling, and who knows, maybe we'll need even more than the 60 minutes.
Ahead of the 7 o'clock throne, we spoke to both managers, starting with Evan Loftus from Ballybrown. Joined now by Ballybrown manager Evan Loftus. Evan, it's a county quarter final. You must be excited about tonight.
Yeah, really looking forward to the challenge, John. Days like today is the reason you go back training at the beginning of the year, so yeah, just looking forward to get going now. 3
weeks or so since your last game. It's been a very impressive campaign so far. How have things gone since the last game against Garspillane?
Yeah, we thought they've gone fairly well. We've played a couple of games, looked at a few bits and pieces, different things, and we're happy enough with the preparation leading into today anyway.
Obviously the challenge of Piarsaigh is a fairly big one, the dominant side in Limerick over the last 10 years. You're hoping there's something in you that can overcome it?
Exactly. Look, you look to put yourself up against the best. Piarsaigh are without doubt one of the best, so we're just really looking forward to this challenge there.
Weather conditions are tricky. There's a strong breeze and rain. Won't have much of an impact from your point?
No. Come down to work rate, John. Whether no matter what the conditions are, it's going to come down to work rate big time today. And look, we'll play whatever's put in front of us now.
Joined now by Piarsaigh manager Kieran Birmingham. Kieran, a few weeks since the last game, how have you prepared?
Training has gone really well, being honest. We're very, very lucky in so far that we have 36 guys on our panel that are well capable of playing senior, so there's definitely been no dip in training, and everybody is fit and healthy, and we're ready to go.
Facing the Ballybrown team have been very impressive so far in their side of the championship. What are you expecting from them tonight?
Oh God, this is the quarter final of the senior championship, so we're expecting a real battle from a very, very good team.
From your own point of view, you said training's gone well. What are you looking to see from your side? Just a performance and then the result will take care of itself?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, you've answered that yourself.
Your first year in charge of the team, Kieran, obviously in Piarsaigh in the last 10 years has all been about silverware. Is there a lot of pressure on to deliver?
Absolutely not, no. You're doing something you absolutely enjoy. You're surrounding yourself by great people, and we're very lucky in so far that we have excellent facilities in our club, and we've excellent people in our club, and to be fair, we've proven to be a very, very good and successful club in the last couple of years.
Thoughts of Ballybrown manager Evan Loftus and Kieran Birmingham, the Piarsaigh boss as well. Tom, heard from both managers there. Obviously, Piarsaigh coming into this game as big favourites, as we've already mentioned. Where do you see their strengths today?
I mean, their forward line, I mean, it's no secret that they've lost Shane Dowling, but there's plenty of firepower still in that forward line. I think Adrian Breen has 2-6 in his two outings so far. You look at Will Henn, he's come in and he's slotted into that team in the last 12-18 months. And they just have impressive players all around the pitch, and they have a wealth of experience. You don't win county titles easily, and they've won plenty of them in the last decade. And Munster titles, and obviously that elusive All Ireland that no Limerick club was ever able to secure. So Piarsaigh, there's plenty of experience and plenty of talent throughout the park. So it'll be interesting to see how they do line up.
From Ballybrown's point of view, obviously Boyd as a club, by winning that minor title last year, the first in a long time. 3 members of that on the panel up to tonight. Obviously we'll talk in a minute or two about the teams and stuff. There's a few changes in the Ballybrown team and obviously one in the Piarsaigh as well. But as a club, and you'd know this fairly well, they're really on the rise.
Absolutely, yeah. They're back into another Premier minor semi-final this coming Wednesday night. So they seem to be doing things right through the grades, and thankfully from Evan Loftus' point of view, the players have actually come into the senior panel. There was, as I think he alluded to numerous times after the previous games, that there was a bit of a drought there for years where he was looking at the same faces, the same skill set, and to progress from maybe the top 6 or into the top 6 in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, you got to be bringing in new blood. And thankfully from Ballybrown's point of view, they brought in 3, and I do know from a personal level that there is another number that are knocking on the door. There are some of them on the bench tonight, and some of them playing junior A hurling that will be hopefully in Evan Loftus' plans or Ballybrown's plans in senior hurling in the coming years. So it augurs well for the future, but I suppose it's the here and now that we're looking at tonight.
Here and now indeed, and Andrew Cliff is one player who's been very much to the forefront for Ballybrown in their first 2 games.
Absolutely, yeah. His total so far, I think it's 3 goals and nearly, I think 17 or 18 points, albeit a lot of it from place balls, but he has contributed immensely to their overall play. He links the play very well. He's listed at centre forward. He does drop deep. He does pick up pockets in the opposition defence, and he does bring other forwards into the game. So he's been a very important forward from Ballybrown's point of view. Be interesting to see. Can he inflict that damage on the scoreboard here tonight? And I'm sure he'll be looking for a few more hands around him to help contribute to that.
On the flip side, you mentioned Adrian Breen and Will Hen. One player that's really impressed for the Piarsaigh and indeed Limerick in 2020, albeit with the league cut short due to the COVID-19, has been David Dempsey. And this year.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're familiar with David Dempsey in around the half-forward line, but he's more than capable of picking up space around the middle, linking the play. A bit like what I said about Andrew Cliff there. He's more than capable of getting his scores on his day. So Ballybrown are going to have to really front up on players like that and really deny them the space that I suppose they got against the hand, and it'd be interesting to see who's going to pick David Dempsey up. Yeah,
quick check on those teams now, starting with Ballybrown. In goals is one of their minor players from last year, Conor O'Neill. Full backline, Mark Sheehan, Luke Dorn, and Kevin Foster comes in for the injured Mikey Kyle. Of course, broke his collarbone in recently. Also, a big loss for Ballybrown is Colin Coughlin, due to be playing at right half back, but a knee injury has ruled him out. Lee Doolin comes in wearing number 18, but expected to play in the half forward line. James Hall and Kenny Power complete the Ballybrown half back line. Midfield sees Ross Griffin, partner Stevie O'Reilly. Half forward line is Aidan O'Connor, Andrew Cliff, who also captains the Ballybrown side, and Killian Gavin. Full forward line, Shane Kenny, Brian Griffin and Josh Adams. Over to the Piarsaigh side, which does show one change from their 15 named in the programme. In goals, Padraig Kennedy. Full back line, Jerome Boylan, Mike Casey and Cathal King. Half back line, Mike Foley, Ronan Lynch, and James O'Brien wearing number 23 comes in for Alan Dempsey. Midfield, Thomas Grimes and William O'Donoghue captains the Piarsaigh side. Half forward line, Adrian Breen, Kevin Downs, David Dempsey, and Peter Casey, Conor Boylan and William Hen complete in the Piarsaigh side. Tom, you look at it on paper and that's the strongest side as you're going to see in Club Hurling Championship under the Piarsaigh team, even without Shane Dowling.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a tremendous looking lineup. In fairness, the forwards would frighten any defence in the country. Even at intercounty level, I'm sure there'll be plenty of teams to be worried coming up against that. Maybe front 6 or 8 players. So yeah, really impressive in the Piarsaigh lineup. And they're without Alan Dempsey, who was listed to start. So a vastly experienced player missing, but James O'Brien is someone who can definitely fill that void.
On the Ballybrown side, of course, we mentioned there the losses of Mikey Kiley and Colin Coughlin. How big blows are they to Ballybrown?
Yeah, they're two players, I suppose, at the opposite ends of things age-wise. Mikey Kiley, a very experienced player. He was captain of Ballybrown last season, albeit playing at centre forward. He slotted into cornerback this year expertly, and he did very well in the opening two rounds at left cornerback. So he's been replaced by Kevin Foster. Kevin Foster was a cornerback last year, lost his place, but by all accounts has fought his way back into the starting 15. And Evan Loftus, I'm sure, is happy to have a player of that calibre coming in for him. Colin Coughlin, he's contributed, I think, is 5 points over the 2 games from wing back, but he's just a towering presence. He's only 18 years of age, but he's more than capable of winning puck outs, distributing ball to his forwards, and as alluded to there, he's more than capable of taking his score if given the opportunity. So it's interesting to see who goes into wing back for Ballybrown. I think the talk is maybe Killian Gavin is going to go back there. Not too sure how familiar Killian is with the wing back position, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes there, and I suppose that makes room for Lee Doolin, who's another, a bit like Killian, a very hard working forward. So interesting to see exactly what way that wing back lines up, but it looks more than likely like it's going to be Killian Gavin.
One thing about Ballybrown this year, they've shown, they've won 2 comfortable games, but their team brimming with confidence, and that they won't fear the Piarsaigh. That's one thing is definitely for sure. Talking to Evan Loftus before the game anyway. Yeah,
we just heard from him there a moment ago, speaking with you earlier there, John, and yeah, I don't think any team can come into a game against the Piarsaigh doubting their own ability. Now there's obviously a fine line between maybe having confidence in yourself and having a little bit of arrogance, but I think they'll be happy with how the two previous game went. They're not going to have to cut out any little mistakes. They're going to have to be at it for the full 60 minutes, which maybe against Blackrock they didn't have, and then perhaps against Scary Spillane they came in and out of the game at different times. So they're more than capable of putting it to the Piarsaigh, but I suppose it depends on how much the Piarsaigh allowed them to do that.
On the other hand, the Piarsaigh, of course, had that very disappointing performance against Kilmallock first day out. They did back it up with a big win over a hand, but it was a game they were expected to win. we're kind of heading into this game not knowing a huge amount. On paper, of course, we see what they have, but this Piarsaigh team, McKieran, Birmingham, we just don't know where they are yet.
Yeah, it's strange you come to a quarter final and having only seen teams twice, and obviously one of those was against Kilmallock, which was expected to be a very tight game, and the Piarsaigh got after a rip-roaring start in that game, but they allowed Kilmallock back into it. Kilmallock definitely finished stronger in the game and obviously took the vital win. So the game against the hand, you can't read much into that. Likewise, I don't think you'd read too much into maybe Ballybrown against Gary Spillane. 2 games that those sides were expected to win. So there's a lot of unknowns in this, but it will be interesting to see what in the Piarsaigh we see tonight.
We're only a couple of minutes away from throwing here. It looks like Andrew Cliff has won the toss. We're just waiting to see where Ballybrown are going to play, but we'll pause before all that for our Anna Naveen. Nearly set to go here in the LIT Gaelic grounds for the Bon Secures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash between Ballybrown and Piarsaigh. Tom, time to nail your colours to the mast. Who's going to do it?
Well, I think anyone that knows me knows I do live in Tyrone. I do know these Ballybrown fellas very well. I'm going to have to lean towards the Piarsaigh on the basis of what we've seen from the last decade. They have a wealth of experience, wealth of talent, but I think the bookmakers made the Piarsaigh maybe 10 or 11 points favourites. I don't see it that way. I see it an awful lot closer than that, and look, I hope we do have a very interesting and very exciting hour of hurling.
All set to go here. Referee for tonight's game is John O'Halloran from Bruree. He's just waiting for a slitter, I think, at the moment. We can already see that Lee Doolin and Killian Gavin have switched places on the Ballybrown side. Conor Boylan has also come out to left wing forward. I think Peter Casey's down at centre forward. He played there against the hand. So it's an interesting one here. Plenty of changes on both sides. So we'll update you with them as soon as possible. We're underway here. And immediately it's Piarsaigh on the attack with William O'Donoghue, their captain. He's been fouled. And a chance for Ronan Lynch to put them up straight away.
Yeah. Well won there by William O'Donoghue and Stevie O'Reilly, I think the guilty party on that occasion, so a chance for Piarsaigh just to settle themselves after only about 20 seconds. Yeah,
there is a considerable breeze in Ballybrown's favour heading towards the city end in this first half as Ronan Lynch lines up the first chance of this game after just 30 seconds. Gets close enough to the 65. It's a good strike from Ronan Lynch. Is it over the bar? It's not. It's gone to the right and wide. So that's the first chance of the game. Not on target from the Piarsaig's point of view as Conor O'Neill goes very, very long over on that far side. Number of players gone up. It's Brian Griffin trying to win it, but Thomas Grimes has it for the Piarsaigh and out they come with it. Ball played into the middle. It wasn't the best though, and Lee Doolin's done very well for Ballybrown. Flicks it inside. There's plenty of room here. Chance now immediately for Aidan O'Connor. Had a chance to go for a goal, but he's popped it over instead. And Tom, perfect start for Aidan O'Connor.
Yeah, brilliant. Another one of those young players that we were speaking about, John, and a nice little settler for him. Aidan, of course, a member of the Limerick under-17s last season. He's a very good forward, and that'll do him the world of good to get a score just after just a minute.
William O'Donoghue now trying to win this one for Piarsaigh up against Aidan O'Connor, using his considerable strength to initially win possession. Plays the ball back to Jerome Boylan. Boylan under more pressure, met by a couple of Ballybrown defenders. Piarsaigh lucky to come out with this, and it's Ronan Lynch who does so. Plays it straight to Peter Casey. Casey, good turn on Ross Griffin onto his left hand side. Chance for Peter Casey to immediately level. And that's exactly what Peter Casey has done. Flashy point from Peter Casey, and just as you'd expect.
Absolutely great score from Casey. It's a familiar sight. He stops, turns as quick as you like, and onto his favoured left side and splits the 6. Brilliant score, and bright start from both sides. Brian
Griffin doing brilliantly to come up off the feet and win that one in the air, and it's Ballybrown still on the attack. Chance over on that left hand side. It's a good one, is it? Gone to the left and wide. It has indeed. I think it was Kenny Power up from half back who took that one on just to the left and wide from Kenny. Of course, whose birthday it is today. He'll be a bit disappointed with that one. One he'd expect to score given he scored 4 or 5 points in the 2 games today. Very impressive at left wing back for this Ballybrown side. It's coming out his way as well, this ball. It's dropped though for William Henn under pressure from Kevin Foster. Foster's done well on that occasion. Dangerous ball inside. David Dempsey tried to catch it and flick it inside at the same time. Unable to win it though was Adrian Breen, and chance maybe gone a begging. But interesting to see Tom in the early stages here, and Piarsaigh lining out in exactly the same way with their 6 forwards as they did against the hand, and David Dempsey inside in the corner.
Yeah, interesting that they're gone with 6. It looks Ballybrown kind of going with the 2-man inside forward line, so the Piarsaigh not really replying to that. They're just going with what they know, and it's obviously with 6 traditional forwards. Ball
out, puck out from Conor O'Neill out towards Brian Griffin again, but the Piarsaigh initially minute, but good work from Lee Doolan. Doolan on the run now, shooting chance, opposite pass it inside. It's Aidan O'Connor yet again, and Aidan O'Connor smacks off the post. Could drop though for Josh Adams, away from goal, and under a bit of pressure from Cathal King. King showing all his experience, ensuring that one goes out to over the end line, and the wide ball. But Tom, a chance for Aidan O'Connor. He'd be disappointed not to have hit the target with that.
Yeah, he was in a very, very good position, about 35 metres out, and he'd be disappointed that it rebounded off the post. But good work by Lee Doolan, linking the play up there, and good start by Ballybrown, but they need to take every chance really.
Yeah, Conor Boylan now with possession after the Piarsaigh tried a sharp puck out. Boylan heading off towards the middle. He's been chased by Killian Gavin. Boylan still on the run, tries to step inside. Stevie O'Reilly hasn't fouled him according to John O'Halloran. And Ballybrown initially winning possession back, but Casey has it now and he's through. Peter Casey, will he go for goal? He does. Brilliant block back there from Luke Doran. Casey has it again. He opts for the point second time round, but brilliant work from Luke Doran. Tom, to deny the Piarsaigh a goal here.
Yeah, brilliant block there. We were thinking goal there once Casey got onto it. He certainly knows where the net is, and brilliant from Luke Doran. He manned up and he got a great block to it, and the Piarsaigh have to be satisfied with the point.
Long puck out from Conor O'Neill's down in front of William O'Donoghue, but good work from Aidan O'Connor and Jerome Boylan trying to finish it off, but it's Cathal King from the Piarsaigh. Flicks it towards Kevin Downs. Downs now pulls onto his left hand side. Good work from Downs. Shrugs off the man as well, going for a score. Drops it inside to David Dempsey. Bit loose marking in the back from Ballybrown as Dempsey takes on his man. That's Luke Doran again. Dempsey steps back out onto his side, looks to put it across. Ross Griffin is there, tries to flick it back to Conor O'Neill. Dangerous work. The keeper's done well though, and cool as a breeze gets the ball away to Kevin Foster. Foster ships it to Kenny Power. Power now has options in front of him. Long ball coming in here from Brian Griffin, who's very deep into Aidan O'Connor. Good turn from O'Connor, good catch from O'Connor. Shrugs off Jerome Boylan initially and he's away as Aidan O'Connor pulls back onto his left hand side. He's got support, but the hand pass doesn't go to hand. Good work from Jerome Boylan, has to be said. Got back on Aidan O'Connor, kind of ran out of options and forced the hand pass it out over the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like O'Connor had him beaten, but in fairness, that's very good defending to suppose force the turnover and get the ball back from the Piarsaigh. Scary moment for Ballybrown there at the back, but Conor O'Neill showed experience beyond his years there to come out with the ball, and didn't just show it up and hit it. He found a man, and Ballybrown were able to clear.
Tommy Grimes now on the run for the Piarsaigh, loses it under pressure from Andrew Cliff. Grimes gets the hand pass away. It's eventually going to go to the Piarsaigh hand. It's not. Good work from Lee Doolan. Ballybrown hunting in packs early stages here of this Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-finals. David Dempsey to Conor Boylan. Chance for Conor Boylan. He's going to take it on. Goal chance for Boylan. Puts it across. O'Neill saves it, and the catch is made in the full back line by Kevin Foster. Eventually comes out, and Ballybrown with James Hall come away with things. It's Ross Griffin. They get away with that one as Griffin launches it long. Should be Ronan Lynch going towards this one. Doesn't go for him. Falls to Josh Adams instead. Josh Adams with the score. Brilliant work from Ballybrown. Nearly conceded a goal at one end, and Adams with a brilliant score at the other.
Yeah, that's Josh Adams' first point of the championship. 2 goals the last day against Gary Spillane, and he's added to it now with a well-taken score. But that's we've only 6 minutes on the clock, John, and three goal chances for the Piarsaigh already. So they seem to be going for the jugular early on.
Yeah, and the Piarsaigh in typical fashion trying to go for goals to finish a game early as Mike Foley drops this one inside. 2 Ballybrown men there, but Conor Boylan does brilliantly to fetch that one. He's got a man inside. He opts to go for it himself, and that's the Piarsaigh into the lead again. 3 points to 2 up after just 6.5 minutes played. It's Conor O'Neill now getting ready to take this one, but there's a man down. That man is Lee Doolan, down with an injury, and I think Conor Boylan's picked a couple of knocks as well there, Tom, but excellent score from Boylan.
Yeah, brilliant score there, and Ballybrown, I suppose, struggling to keep a hold of Boylan and indeed Peter Casey in the early exchanges, but yeah, it's a very fiery start to the game here, so it augurs well. I think Lee Doolan wasn't injured, he's just looking for a new hurley, but yeah, a break in play, and we can catch our breath, and I'm sure the players will be glad of the few seconds of a break as well.
Yeah, very entertaining start to this game, of course live and exclusively on Limerick GATV in association with the Kirby Group. Conor O'Neill has been a busy man, busier than he would have hoped in the early stages here. He's getting ready to take this puck out. He's gone over towards Brian Griffin, and he's gone over that left wing again. Griffin coming out from full forward over there. He's going to drop for Lee Doolan, who's also been very prominent. He's taking on Jerome Boylan again. Boylan steadfast in his challenge there, had been helped out by James O'Brien. Doolan needs a bit of help himself. It's O'Brien who wins it for Piarsaigh. Back to William O'Donoghue, and Cathal King competes the clearance for Piarsaigh. It's Boylan a bit of space again. Conor Boylan this time. Boylan off his left hand side. Is that a fine point? It's an excellent score again from Conor Boylan. Brilliant work from the Piarsaigh number 14, and Tom, he's in fine form tonight by the looks of things.
Absolutely, yeah, very busy there. He completely lost Ross Griffin and onto his left over the bar. That's 2 in a row for him and 2 for Casey. So if those 2 players are anything to go by, Piarsaigh are in for a good night.
Another puck out over to that left hand side. Piarsaigh seem to have worked it out, but Ballybrown not yielding on this occasion. Nearly Lee Doolan in there again with Andrew Cliff and Stevie O'Reilly kicking it out. It actually goes out to Aidan O'Connor, who's also been prominent for Ballybrown in the early stages. Back to Andrew Cliff. He's got a man on his outside. He's going for this one from himself. It was a pot shot from Andrew Cliff. Has it worked out? It hasn't. Left-handed shot from Cliff. Tom, he's capable of putting them over, but this one's gone off target.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with the effort. I think, I'm not sure it was a Kenny Power or Stevie O'Reilly was off, and there might have been the better ball, but in fairness to Cliff, he is capable of putting those over, so I could see why he took it on. Conor
O'Neill cued out, picks out Gillian Gavin, and plenty of space here. Gavin has to hurry it in. He goes long towards Josh Adams up against Mike Casey. Adams has it in the hand. He doesn't, just drops it. Drops again for Josh Adams. Casey's in there quick as a flash, and James O'Brien just averts a bit of danger there for Piarsaigh. Ballybrown need them kind of things to fall to them if they're going to have any chance this evening, as Tommy Grimes takes it away. Bit of space for Grimes, kind of loses what he was trying to do, does well to win it back and clears it long. Looking over on that far side for Adrian Breen. Breen, first possession of the game for him. He's capable of putting this one over. Turns back, maybe overstepped it. I think Stevie O'Reilly got a block on that one. Either way, it's Conor O'Neill, and it's into Killian Gavin. Gavin steps inside away from Will Hen, flicks it then along to Stevie O'Reilly. O'Reilly with a bit of space. He's gone for that one as Stevie O'Reilly. Is it on target? It's gone to the right and wide, unfortunately from Ballybrown's point of view. But Tom, their chances, Ballybrown, even from that far out, need to take.
Absolutely, yeah. And if it's not going to be going over the bar, it's going to have to try and feed Josh Adams. That's 4 wides now, and 3 of them from shots at goal, and they find themselves 2 points down. But yeah, fiery start to this one. It's only there's 10 minutes gone out in a flash.
Yeah, and it's William O'Donoghue on the run for Piarsaigh. Tries to play that one in towards Adrian Breen. James Hall was back there from a Ballybrown point of view. He's done very, very well to find Luke Doran. Doran now under pressure from Dave Dempsey. Does well to get it out to Ross Griffin. Griffin's been blocked down by Tommy Grimes, but David Dempsey is there then for Piarsaigh. Could be big danger here for Ballybrown. Forced to foul him, surely Luke Doran. Referee says no. Killian Gavin pulls widely, but there's going to be a free out for Ballybrown. Referee John O'Halloran having spotted something before that wild pull, and
yeah, I'm not sure, John. I thought Luke Doran had done enough to warrant a free for Piarsaigh there on David Dempsey, and probably a bit lucky there to get away with it, so Ballybrown could clear their lines, but they've turned it over again.
Yeah, easy one for Ronan Lynch to deal with into Jerome Boylan. He'll be confident about putting this one over. It's a poor one from Jerome Boylan, and on this occasion, well to the left and wide. And a bit of a let off for Ballybrown there.
Yeah, absolutely. But thankfully for them, this puck out has gone to hand, and James Hall, he appears to be the free man in the Ballybrown back 6 or 7, so he's picking up a good position there.
Yeah, it's Hall with it over on that far side. Picks out his man there. Another chance here. This time it's Brian Griffin. Is this one on target from Ballybrown? Again, it's gone to the right and wide, and just to her left, Tom, as that one goes to the goes wide. David Dempsey's in a fair bit of trouble, and I think it was from that challenge by Killian Gavin.
Yeah, he went in there last ball. Look, kind of again, the man going for goal. He's hobbled away from it, but it'll be interesting to see, is he fit enough to continue.
Yes, Tommy Grimes in possession, takes that hand pass from Conor Boylan. Grimes with the shot. It's not a good one. Dave Dempsey is visibly struggling and in trouble here as Ballybrown work this one through the lines. It's a low one inside, it's a poor one, and William O'Donoghue mops that up and hand passes easily here for Jerome Boylan. Boylan, good work from Lee Doolan yet again, but unable to dispossess the Piarsaigh man. Good hit then by Stevie O'Reilly on Mike Foley. It's O'Donoghue inside to Jerome Boylan. Boylan straight down the middle, should be won well by Ballybrown, and James Hall takes the safe option, and Kenny Power picks up the loose ball. It's Kenny Power back inside to Luke Doran. Doran now does well initially to get away from a couple of challenges and eventually picks out his man over on that far side. Ball not going to hand for Ballybrown. They're lucky to escape that one. As Kevin Foster getting away with that as Ross Griffin lines up the quick free. Plays this one low. There's a couple of Ballybrown men there. It's Andrew Cliff. Cliff launches this one high. It's going to drop in and around the edge of the 14-metre line. It's one up there by Shane Kenny. Kenny with the shot. Brilliant block down from Cathal King and mopped up again by Mike Casey. Never want to come across his goals, but he does it this time. Gets away with it. Conor Boylan now doesn't take it to hand first time. Met by Lee Doolan. Boylan back onto his left hand side. Plays one. Good movement from Adrian Breen in front of us here in the Mackey stand. Breen takes on his man Luke Doran. Turns back inside. Tommy Grimes looking for him. Stevie O'Reilly's quick as a flash in to win it for Ballybrown, and a ball switched by Luke Doran over to James Hall. And he's the space of the Gaelic grounds far side here. Time and space. He plays a simple one to Ross Griffin. Goes short. Griffin now switches play completely over to Killian Gavin. Gavin, he's gone high with it. It's going to be a dangerous one in and around the edge of the square. It's not going to drop though. It's too high. Poor enough from Killian Gavin. We've mentioned it in the last couple of minutes, Tom. Ballybrown can't afford them kind of wides.
No, absolutely not. I think Killian was caught in two minds there, whether to try and deliver to Josh Adams or to have a pot, and he ended up doing neither. It was wayward and it was too long for Josh Adams. So frantic start. John O'Halloran is playing his part. He's letting a lot of things go, in fairness to him, and a good open game of hurling.
Tommy Grimes with this effort. It's gone to the left and wide. Good pressure from Ballybrown. And it's another wide for Piarsaigh. We've 13, nearly 14 minutes played here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. And it's Piarsaigh leading 4 points to 2 as Aidan O'Connor. It's a foot race between him and Jerome Boylan to win that one over on the far side. Good work from both players, but it was Jerome Boylan who got the pass away, and it's Piarsaigh in possession with Ronan Lynch inside to Mike Foley. Foley, he's got a runner on it. It's Lynch again. Ronan Lynch plays this one short to David Dempsey, who seems to have recovered from that knock a few minutes ago. Good step from David Dempsey off his left foot. Is this one on target? Well, the umpire doesn't know. He does know. The umpire on the right didn't know, and it's a score for David Dempsey and a fine effort. We're back with play straight away as a quick puck out for Ballybrown, and Stevie O'Reilly has it. It's Piarsaigh winning by 3 points, 5 points to 2 here after 14 and a half minutes of this Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter final. Andrew Cliff switches it to Kenny Power. He's had one shot already. This one though is much more like it from Kenny Power. Fine score from the Ballybrown half back and an immediate response.
Yeah, badly needed. The first score in around 9 minutes now for Ballybrown. So just when Piarsaigh were probably thinking, let's pull away now before the water break, we're just back to 2 points. So brilliant work by Cliff. Didn't get her the first time and just decided to find Power, who had pulled into a very good position to get a shot off.
Tommy Grimes now flicks it to David Dempsey, who in turn plays it back. It's William O'Donoghue with the shot. Not always noted for his scoring is William O'Donoghue. Nothing wrong with this one from his point of view from the Ballybrown 65-metre line. And a fine score as we hit the water break here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. It's Piarsaigh who lead 5 points to 3. Tom Clancy. It's been a cracking game so far, but Ballybrown with those wides won't be happy.
No, John 6-3 and I think Ballybrown up to five wides already, so they'll be disappointed. But the break might be coming at a good time for them. Evan Loftus might have picked out, and his management team might have picked out a couple of little areas to improve on, and they might be able to just reset. Good score there by William O'Donoghue to nudge Piarsaigh 3 ahead again. And I think that's his first score of the championship. But as you said, not noted for his scoring, but he's a fantastic operator around the midfield.
Yeah, just with Ballybrown on this time, they've had 5 wides you mentioned, but they're well in this game. They're competing with Piarsaigh everywhere except for on the scoreline.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's probably emphasised in front of us just here in the Mackey stand by Lee Doolan's work rate. Number of forwards, not just him, but he's probably been the leader of that work rate. You can't give Piarsaigh time to distribute the ball into their forwards. We saw it with the couple of scores that Casey and Boylan got early on, that Ballybrown gave them too much room, but I think they've decided after 7 or 8 minutes we got to front up here and we got to get a lot tighter to our men, and that more or less starts with the forwards. So plenty to be positive about, but the scoreboard is just letting them down at the moment.
One positive for Ballybrown though is Josh Adams inside in that full forward. He's up against Mike Casey, a very prominent inter-county full-back. A couple of balls have gone in and Josh Adams is causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, he seemed to have caught one there. I think the first one he got, and there's a reason Mike Casey, I think, is nicknamed the Bear. Like, so he seemed to wrestle fairly. It must be said, he seemed to wrestle him away from it, and Piarsaigh were able to clear. But he got a nice score. Did Josh Adams? That'll do him the world of good. So No, it's up to Ballybrown now to get him the ammunition to put the scores on the board.
Yeah, it's Na Piarsaigh got that Waterwreck leading 6 points to 3. And Tom, as you mentioned, Dave Dempsey with a couple of scores ago. He seems to have shaken off that knock as well.
Yeah, he seemed to be flying it there with the last ball he got. He probably just needed a minute to recover, and yeah, there's no danger of him going off at the moment. It seems he seems to be going straight back into that full forward line. I think we're resuming on the Ballybrown puck out, so they'll be conscious to try and retain the ball here.
Yeah, and appears to get a 3-point lead in this Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash at the LAT Gaelic Grounds, of course, live and exclusive on Limerick GATV in association with the Kirby Group. It's well caught there in defence by Jerome Boylan under severe pressure from Brian Griffin. Gets the hand pass away, but William O'Donoghue outpacing Stevie O'Reilly and Brian Griffin. In fact, it was Kenny Power, a combination of Kenny Power and Stevie O'Reilly with the trip. And it's going to be another chance for Ronan Lynch. Tom, his first one went to the right and wide. It was the first 30 seconds of the game when he hit it. He may have his radar at this stage.
Yeah, I think the first one, William O'Donoghue won the free again, so he'll have Will to thank for getting another shot at the goals here. Similar enough distance, albeit a little bit closer to the far touchline, so it'll be interesting to see can he open his account with this.
Chance now for Na Piarsaigh to go 4 points clear of Ballybrown. Another good strike from Ronan Lynch. This time it seems to be good. The umpire reaches for the flag and it's a 4-point lead for Na Piarsaigh. 7 points to 3 over Ballybrown here with 18 minutes played. And Ballybrown will really need a couple of scores here. They do have the advantage of a very strong breeze. It's another excellent catch there from the Na Piarsaigh defence. And it's Jerome Boylan yet again as Conor Boylan delivers to Dave Dempsey, pops the pass to Peter Casey. Is this one for Casey? It could be his third of the game. That's exactly what it is from Peter Casey, and Na Piarsaigh really starting to hit their straps now, Tom.
Absolutely, yeah, a third for Casey, and suddenly we're up to a 5-point lead, and Ballybrown are definitely going to need a couple of scores in the next 12 minutes. They're going to need to claw this game back. They're 5 down all of a sudden.
Yeah, 5-point lead for Na Piarsaigh, and they're in possession again with Tommy Grimes. Plays this one, but there's no one there from a Na Piarsaigh point of view. Just Kevin Foster. Foster tried to keep that in for Ballybrown, unable to do so. He had all the time in the world, and he's going to take this sideline cut by the looks of things himself. And he just has to re-spot it, replace it, and it's Kevin Foster to take. He's looking at options, but there isn't too many downfield with him. It's not the best of cuts in the world. It does go towards Andrew Cliff though. Well marshalled by Conor Boylan, but he pulls in it. But there's all sorts of room here for Mike Foley. And the Na Piarsaigh halfback switches play. It's Peter Casey in acres of space over on that far side. Dummies James Hall pops it back onto his left hand side. This time it's over the bar yet again from Peter Casey, and you can't give Peter Casey that kind of time and space.
No, 4 points now, more than Ballybrown have managed to score themselves. So if you give a player of his calibre the ball, he's going to do damage, and they're on the ball and on the attack again.
Yeah, it's Conor Boylan. It's shooting practice for Na Piarsaigh at the moment. This time it's gone to the right and wide though. And Ballybrown just need to take a bit of a deep breath here and just reassess what they're doing, because it's certainly not working thus far. As Conor O'Neill switches play over to that far side again, aiming at Brian Griffin. Griffin breaks this one down, but it's Na Piarsaigh that come away with it yet again. Initially it comes to William O'Donoghue, has a man on his right. I think that's Peter Casey again on the run over on that far side. Indeed it is Peter Casey going for yet another. Is that number 5? It's gone to the right and wide this time, and thankfully from Ballybrown's point of view, Conor Boylan and Peter Casey have been off target for the last 2, but Tom, they need to shore up their defence very, very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Six wides now for Na Piarsaigh, 6 wides for Ballybrown as well. So thankfully they've won, from their point of view, they've won a puck out at last.
And it's gone to Andrew Cliff from Lee Doolan's pass. Cliff seemed to be just not fully set for that one as he hit it, and it's tailed to the left and wide, and it's a quick puck out from Podge Kennedy. Na Piarsaigh leading by 6 points now as Cathal King plays this one straight down, looking for William Henn, but Killian Gavin is there from a Ballybrown point of view. He's got it, James Hall inside, and Hall does well. Low one to Kenny Power. Power will look to deliver this one surely. He's under pressure quickly from Adrian Breen, but he's seen the run of Brian Griffin. Good work in there from Griffin, flicks it inside, chance to win it back. He's done well initially. Brian Griffin ships a couple of big challenges from Na Piarsaigh. He's tripped in the end. Great work from Brian Griffin, a chance for Andrew Cliff to get a much needed score.
Yeah, since they got their second point after 6 minutes, they've only managed 1 point since then, so very worrying for the Clorina men, but good work by Griffin there. And the first chance from a free for Ballybrown to shoot at the post. We've only had one score from a free for either side so far, so it's definitely been a free flowing game of hurling thanks to the referee and his officials.
Yeah, Andrew Cliff, who's been in absolutely sensational form from place balls in this competition so far, in their wins over Blackrock and Garrett-Spillane. He's had a quieter game today. It's his first effort from place balls, and Andrew Cliff will put them ones over the bar all day long. Much needed score from Ballybrown, and back to 5 points, Tom.
Yeah, badly needed, and hopefully from Ballybrown's point of view, it's going to give them a bit of confidence now. We're maybe 8-10 minutes left in the half, so they're going to need to raise a few more white flags before then.
Yeah, it's Killian Gavin kicks this one along, and it's Lee Doolan who's had a very good game for Ballybrown under big pressure from Will Hinn, but Killian Gavin's done well, and he's surely been fouled by Mike Foley. John O'Halloran agrees. Great work from Lee Doolan and Killian Gavin. A chance again for Andrew Cliff, albeit from a very difficult angle to get Ballybrown to within 4.
Yeah, brilliant driving run there from Killian Gavin, and his helmet's come off, so I think that says to me that it was more likely a free, so John O'Halloran probably spot on with that one.
Yeah, he's looking for a new helmet too, Tom, so
yeah.
Definitely a foul.
Yeah, maybe he'd been wearing that one a bit too long, maybe a bit of rust around the edges of that one, so he's going to switch from blue to black, but more importantly from Ballybrown's point of view, the free, which Cliff is just having a look at now.
Does have the advantage, as we've mentioned several times in commentary, of a very strong breeze. Andrew Cliff going pretty much directly straight down the field. As Tom Clancy's water bottle goes flying here. It's a fine strike from Andrew Cliff, straight over the bar. We can see it from this angle without any bother whatsoever, and a much needed score for Ballybrown.
Yeah, 2 in a row now, and I suppose first time they've put back-to-back points together, and they're going to need to add, as I said already, going to need to add a couple more to try and reel the Piarsaigh in before the interval.
Yeah, it's Will Hinn's ball across there, low one. James Hall does very well to get back. Ships a big hit from Peter Casey. There's James Hall getting the ball back to Luke Dorn. Bit of a mess here for Ballybrown. They've lost it. Will Hinn has nicked it, plays it across, looking for Conor Boylan. It's going to escape him initially, but Boylan still has possession. Chance for Boylan, gets it back onto his right hand side, gets the pass away. Tommy Grimes, maybe hint of a goal chance here for the Piarsaigh. Grimes kicks it. It's a very poor effort off the left boot of Tommy Grimes, and it's a fairly easy one for the umpires to call, and it's well left and wide.
Yeah, the Piarsaigh footballers are, they haven't had their best years, and I think young Grimes there probably would have favoured maybe his right boot or off the hurley, but not a good effort off the left boot. Again,
Conor O'Neill's opposite this far side, and this time it's Josh Adams who's come out from corner forward to win it. And Josh Adams on the run now, met by Will O'Donoghue. Surely a foul, said a Ballybrown sideline, not given by referee John O'Halloran, but it's Ballybrown with Andrew Cliff still fighting for possession, but the Piarsaigh have it, and it comes across to Ronan Lynch. Podge Kennedy's on the run here, and he's gone outside his 21. He's 40 metres out, delivers a ball down in front of Peter Casey. Good work back there though from Luke Dorn, but David Dempsey picks up the loose ball, gets the hand pass away. It should fall to a Ballybrown hand though. Indeed it does. Eventually it's Mark Sheehan, gets the hand pass away for James Hall, tries to flick it along and does well to do it, but Dempsey's in there in a flash for the Piarsaigh. Can't get it to hand though, and Ballybrown have it through Stevie O'Reilly, but the ball may be a bit greasy from all the rain we've had today in and around Limerick City. O'Reilly decides to go safe and goes back to Conor O'Neill, and O'Neill goes straight down the middle. Fine pass from the keeper, picks out Lee Doolan with relative ease. Doolan on the run now, fouled by Will O'Donoghue. Hand pass comes, but the free is given by John O'Halloran, and it'll be a long range effort for Andrew Cliff. Much more like it from Ballybrown though, Tom.
Yeah, very good defending there from a combination of players. I think Luke Dorn and Stevie O'Reilly to the fore there. They eventually turned it over. I mean, a fantastic ball by Conor O'Neill. It looked like he was going to bomb it down in front of us here, but switched it straight into Lee Doolan, and I think Lee Doolan is well known for winning frees like that. He takes on his man and draws the contact, and it was most definitely a foul by the Piarsaigh player.
66 or 7 metres here for Andrew Cliff, relatively straight in front. Gets it up to 65 by the time he hits it. Looks to be straight over the black spot for Ballybrown. It's 3 in a row for Ballybrown. It's 3 in a row for Andrew Cliff. And Tom, there's only 3 between them, all the threes.
Yeah, and 3 frees in a row. You forgot that one, John. But much better from Ballybrown. And as I said, Killian Gavin is guilty of playing the hurley of Conor Boylan, and in fairness, Boylan has been immense. He's a fine athlete, and he gets out in front of Killian Gavin, who's no slouch, and wins the free. So disappointing from Ballybrown if they're going to cough up a score immediately back.
Yeah, chance for Ron Lynch to lob over his second free of this evening's contest. It's the Piarsaigh leading Ballybrown 9 points to 6 after 26 and a half minutes of the Sponsecures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final game at the LIT Gaelic Grounds in association with Kirby Group. as Lynch lines this one. It's another fine strike from Ronan Lynch. Does it have the accuracy? It certainly does. Another good one from Ronan Lynch. Puts the Piarsaigh back 4 points in front of Tom. 3 in a row from Ballybrown, and then a needless free really given away. And Lynch isn't going to miss too many of them.
Yeah, Ballybrown were disappointed with that. The ball hadn't even reached Killian Gavin and Boylan, and he played the hurley. So if you're going to give away free, you're going to have to make it a bit more of an effort at that than that.
Yeah, Andrew Cliff with a chance for Ballybrown on his weaker right side, but that's not why the ball went wide. Brilliant hook from Mike Casey. Excellent work from Casey, of course, one of the best full backline players in inter-county hurling. He's going to be doing it all his life at club level, I should say, as Will O'Donoghue plays this one low in front of Conor Boylan. Boylan quick as a flash into the hand. Boylan on the run now. He's got an option. Just left him is David Dempsey. Got an option with Kevin Downs on the right hand side. Downs off his right hand side. Does Downs have the accuracy? He certainly does. First shot on target from Kevin Downs. Another fine score from the Piarsaigh man. Tom, that's his first possession really of the game, and he's popped it over.
Yeah, Kevin Downs is normally much busier forward than that, and in fairness to him there, he was patient enough to wait out in the right wing, and no Ballybrown man was near him, so he was the ideal candidate for the possession and a well executed score off his right hand side. 5
point game again as Ballybrown have another shot. It's blocked this time, comes again to Aidan O'Connor, and it's blocked again. Brilliant work from William O'Donoghue there, and Piarsaigh looking to come out with this one, and indeed they have with Mike Foley. Foley gives it long and high in towards Will Hen. Hen first to it, lets the ball go past him, and has Adrian Breen, plays it inside to Hen. Conor O'Neill is off his line, quick as a flash, and Ballybrown should come away with it with Mark Sheehan, and Sheehan plays it to Killian Gavin. Gavin has a bit of time, decides to play a needless pass really. David Dempsey was there very, very quickly, but he's done well as Killian Gavin to get away with that, and away he comes for Ballybrown. It's Killian Gavin on the run, needs a bit of help, didn't receive it. Conor Boylan's there, they're having a ding-dong battle, but Boylan coming out on top at the moment of it. He's still on the run, Conor Boylan. Great work from the Piarsaigh number 14, probably overcarried it. No free for Andrew Cliff. Looked like he was tripped, and it's pressure now. Will Hen has it. Hen with the shot. Is that a score for Piarsaigh? It certainly is. Brilliant score from Will Hen, and that's a huge hammer blow to Ballybrown. They had possession, Tom. They thought they had the free. Referee said no, and Hen from nowhere puts that one over.
Brilliant work by Piarsaigh there. Their forwards, as you said, there was. It looked like it might have been a foul in there, but in fairness to, they've turned it over.
Chance now for Adrian Breen. Can he put it in goal? Great block from Mark Sheehan back there, and certain goal. Surely stopped by the Ballybrown number 2, and Ballybrown now messing around with it at the back. It's going to be easy for Peter Casey. This time it is over the bar from Peter Casey, and that's from the Piarsaigh now into a 7 point lead, Tom. And as we head up towards half time, Ballybrown needs something, and they need it fast.
Yeah, we were praising them after getting 3 in a row, but they've let the Piarsaigh back in for 4 in a row, and that's the worst of the lot in terms of Ballybrown turning it over twice. First on the puck out, they did thanks to Mark Sheehan get it back, but again coughed up possession, and a player like Peter Casey, he doesn't need a second invitation to put that one over the bar.
Long one from Conor O'Neill down in front of Josh Adams, who's come out from corner forward yet again. Doolan does good work yet again for Ballybrown. Got a boot in it, but he was blocked by the Piarsaigh man. There's going to be a sideline ball for Ballybrown, as Josh Adams looks to be lining this one up himself.
Yeah, Adams has kind of pulled out a little bit in the last few minutes from the full forward position. It looks like Brian Griffin has gone in there, but unfortunately for whoever's in that Ballybrown for forward line, they're not getting much possession. Andrew
Cliff trying to win this one for Ballybrown from the sideline ball, but both sides trying to come out with possession. It is Ballybrown with it initially here, but William O'Donoghue now with it under pressure from Aidan O'Connor, and Shane Kenny, referee, sees a free there, and he's given one for a hit on William O'Donoghue. Looked to be a fair one for Moran Galeer in the commentary box, but John O'Halloran thought otherwise, and he's the most important man who makes these decisions, so we're not going to argue with him as Ronan Lynch delivers long. Straight down the middle, Breen and Will Hen going up for it from the Piarsaigh point of view. It was Will Hen that got a hurley to it, but it's fallen towards Ross Griffin, but the ball didn't come up initially, and he's got away with that. As Ross Griffin is under pressure immediately from 2 players, the ball hadn't gone to hand, and he's got away with that. Free to be taken by Andrew Cliff. He's come all the way back, Tom, and this is maybe a bit of evidence with the wind.
Yeah,
he's just around his own 45 metre line, and just short of it.
I think on a dry day it'd probably be right at the limit of his range. In fairness to Cliff, he's a very good free taker, but this under normal circumstances is extremely far. But I think, as you say, it emphasises the power of the wind that he's come back to have a cut at it.
Didn't get a good strike on it though, Andrew Cliff. It's going to drop around the 14 metre line. Shane Kenny's up has his Cahill King, but Lee Doolan is there to pick up yet again the loose ball. Doolan gets the pass away. Brian Griffin was trying to do that as quick as he could, gets the hand pass away, but it's brilliantly intercepted by Jerome Boylan, who's having a storming game for the Piarsaigh. Another man having a storming game is William O'Donoghue. He ships the shoulder, pops it out to Conor Boylan, and there's time and space for Boylan to deliver, and that's exactly what he's done. Up towards David Dempsey. Dempsey shields the ball, wins it brilliantly, does David Dempsey. There's a goal on here for the Piarsaigh. Dempsey, has he gone through? The referee's playing advantage. It's a free in for the Piarsaigh. There's a Ballybrown man down, and James Hall it is who's claiming he was fouled from Dave Dempsey. Was there a wild swing at early as he went through on goal? Well, referee John O'Halloran certainly doesn't think so. James Hall is protesting his innocence. Either way, by the looks of it, Tom, we have a free in for the Piarsaigh.
Yeah, the free has certainly been given to the Piarsaigh. James Hall is up immediately to protest that that's the wrong decision. I can't recall which the Piarsaigh player it was. It was David Dempsey who was powering through there, and perhaps he was going to play the ball in the hurley and he caught James Hall, but Hall certainly not happy with that, and in fairness to James, he wouldn't be one to protest with referees, so he feels hard done by there. But look, it's another chance for the Piarsaigh to raise a white flag.
With 33 minutes nearly played of this Senior Hurling Championship quarter final, it's a chance for William Henn, and it's going to be his first free of the game. Just shows how prominent the Piarsaigh have been from play. 2 Ronan Lynch frees, and everything else has been from play.
Yeah, with obviously Conor Boylan and Peter Casey to the fore from with those scores. Perhaps we're going to need the lights here soon, John. But it
is getting fairly dark here at the LIT Gaelic grounds.
Perhaps this is the last action of the half, and it's going to be a big healthy lead for the Piarsaigh with that wind to come. As we say, it looks like it's going to be an 8-point advantage.
William Henn with the easiest of chances, you'd have to say, in 33 and a half minutes played here. It's the Piarsaigh 14 points to 6, and that's the half-time whistle here in the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash between Ballybrown and the Piarsaigh. It's the Piarsaigh leading 14. Tom Clancy, a mountain to climb, doesn't come close to what it is for Ballybrown in the second half. Yeah,
a very disappointing half from Ballybrown. They haven't really offered the goal threat that we'd seen in the previous 2 games, but I think that just shows the strength of the Piarsaigh rear guard, in fairness. So they've left themselves with an awful lot to do. The Piarsaigh dominant in a lot of areas, and in particular in their maybe half and full forward line. They've if it's not one player, it's someone else, and if it's not Casey, it's Boylan, and there's maybe Will Henn is going to come into the game now a little bit more. So Ballybrown with it all to do, but look, they're not going to throw in the towel. A big 30 minutes ahead. I think the Piarsaigh will be very, very satisfied with their 33 minutes work there, and a very healthy 8-point lead.
From the Piarsaig's point of view, it's just got to be more of the same.
Absolutely, yeah. They did, as we were alluding to in the early stages, they did seem to be going for goals early on, and Conor O'Neill and Luke Dorn and the rest of the full back line snuffed them out by hook or by crook, but they seem to have decided now we're just going to attack over the few points, albeit that the last free came from someone driving towards goal. More of the same. I mean, they don't need goals. They do love goals in the Piarsaigh, but it doesn't look like they're going to need any in this game if they just keep the umpire busy with the white flag. So plenty of positives from the Piarsaigh from that half.
It's a dominant display in this opening half hour of the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash. The Piarsaigh leading Ballybrown by 14 points to 6. Join us for the second half shortly.
behind the scenes work, I suppose, has to do with the pitch here in the Bargarden in Rathkeil. There's a constant maintenance going on here, fundraising for that, and fundraising is probably a huge part of the background work of most clubs, and we're no different to any club from that aspect, really. The Club Limerick draw has been massive fundraiser for us down through the past 10 or 15, 20, 30 years, even going right back. Anyone that joins the draw with us, I suppose our message to them is you're supporting the club, number one, and you're also supporting the county. And you might ask, what are we doing with the funds? In the last 10 or 12 years, we've done a huge amount of development here in the Bargarden. We started out there 12 years ago. We put in a sand-based all-weather pitch here. So we moved from basically a pond here for 6 months of the year to having a pitch that's playable 12 months of the year now, and it's made a huge difference to us. Since then, we've gone and we've put team shelters in place, the pitch side railing down one side of the pitch. We've bought a new mower. We've last year we've put up a spectator stand, and without the Club Limerick draw, none of those would have been possible, really. They didn't cover everything. The funds from the draw doesn't cover all the costs, but it's a huge benefit to the club, and we're just encouraging as many people as possible to join it from our point of view.
50% of what we collect, we keep, and really that runs our club for the year, and also puts, as you can see back here, like everything goes back into the thing, and it's basically building for the future. People before us that started the draw, many of them have passed on from here, the likes of Patsy Doherty and Johnny Kennedy and the likes, but now we're doing the same, and hopefully we can just pass it back on to the future coming behind us, and maybe they might make more improvements, but thanks to the Limerick draw, we wouldn't be able to do it without it.
Goes back to the early 90s, I'd say, when my young fellas came on the scene. I have two sons, and I got them involved here back in the early 90s, and they played underage, didn't make it into minor or senior levels, but they really enjoyed the underage routine. I've stayed with it. I mean, even through the years, I've just felt like supporting the club because we got so much out of it in the early stages. Money like that always comes in handy, but we had two events during the year. My eldest son James got married, so that was a fairly costly affair, and the second lad Ryan, who's out in Phoenix, Arizona, we went out and took a holiday in Phoenix and visited him. And then our youngest girl got a job in Dublin, so she had to be moved into accommodation in Dublin. So money like that comes in handy all the time. Well, I think it's important to support the local club. I mean, they give so much back.
Welcome back to the LIT Gaelic grounds, where it's Piarsaigh leading Ballybrown 14 points to 6 after a dominant first half from the Cardiff side against Ballybrown in this Limerick Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. quarter-final clash. Delighted to be joined in commentary for the second half again by Tom Clancy. Tom, Ballybrown with a mounted decline.
Yeah, Ballybrown with it all to do, John, in the second half. Interestingly, they're the first team back out, but I think the Piarsaigh will be very, very happy with their first half an hour showing. I'd be interested to see what can they offer differently in the second half. That something has to change. They haven't posed that goal threat that they did against Gary Spillane, where they raised 5, and against 4 then against Blackrock. So goals might be the way back into it, but they're going to have to get that scoreboard moving sooner rather than later.
Yeah, just a quick note as well. The Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship relegation final between Broree and Drumnaclacha that was fixed for Kilmallock tomorrow has now been moved to the Gaelic grounds and will take place at 3 p.m. That's the Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship relegation final between Drumnaclacha and Broree, moved to the Gaelic grounds at 3 p.m. tomorrow. From the Piarsaigh point of view, Tom, just back to this game, you know, they've got their points with ease, they've got their scores with ease. Casey and Boylan just running amok, way too much space. And then the flip side, anytime Ballybrown have had a shot on goal, they've got 6 points. They've had 7 or 8 wides on top of that. They've all been under pressure.
Yeah, they have the Piarsaigh finding those pockets of space in the Ballybrown defence much easier than the Ballybrown and in the Piarsaigh defence. So something has to change for Ballybrown, as I said already, and Peter Casey probably emphasises the space with 5 points to play.
Ross Griffin pulls in that one, and Ballybrown on the attack straight away at the beginning of this second half. But it's William O'Donoghue picking up the loose possession, and it's a huge hit from Ross Griffin, and he barely lost his stride to William O'Donoghue and plays a low one, and it's Dempsey that has a great challenge from Luke Dorn, and James Hall picks up the loose ball, and it's a hand pass back to Conor O'Neill. O'Neill looks to go long with this one. It's a long one, delivery in front of Lee Doolan. Doolan was up, Brian Griffin's up, and again just shielded away from him by Ronan Lynch. Good work from the Piarsaigh centre back, and he finds James O'Brien in plenty of time and space. Low one inside, and it beats Kenny Power, but there's a Ballybrown man back there. And it's again James Hall, who's had a very fine opening 40 minutes or 35 or so minutes. He's picked up a lot of loose ball under pressure now, though, to clear it from Peter Casey. Plays it to Kevin Foster. Foster beats his man, was surely pulled back by Will Hen, then fouled again, I thought. Referee says no, it's Adrian Breen that has it for the Piarsaigh. Breen flicks it. Ross Griffin does well and wins that ball well for the Ballybrown, and Ballybrown struggling to get away with it. Stevie O'Reilly has it, gets it back to Ross Griffin. Ref says he's been fouled, and Piarsaigh felt he'd thrown it. Either way, a free for Ballybrown. Yeah,
and in fairness, science and Ballybrown that they're not going to give this up easy. They're 8 down. The game is by no means gone, John. You know, we're speaking, I suppose, in a lot of things that it is, but in fairness, Ballybrown showing plenty of fight there, and they're going to need that right through this 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's a brilliant delivery inside there. It's going to drop for Brian Griffin. It comes again though to Shane Kenny, just couldn't get his hands on it fully, and Tommy Grimes comes away with it for the Piarsaigh initially, but it's another good hit from Ballybrown, and Aidan O'Connor now just struggling to get the ball up first time. That's been Ballybrown's problem. The ball just hasn't fallen for them when they really needed it to, and as Shane Kenny has an injury now, as Podge Kennedy comes away with this one. He's got all the time in the world and delivers it long, looking for William Hen just can't get it into hand initially, should get it up the second time round, but Ballybrown are there in numbers, and they come away with it with Kenny Power. Hand pass to Lee Doolan. Doolan goes long, shot on target from Lee Doolan. Is that over the bar? Certainly is. Brilliant score from Lee Doolan, first score of the second half, and exactly what Ballybrown needed.
Absolutely, yeah. Great score from Lee Doolan. Great work by Kevin Foster. Will Hen was out in front, and Foster just got the little flick away, and Ballybrown launched their counter-attack, and well executed score by Doolan. He's more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from the Ballybrown number 18, who's come into the side for his first start of the campaign. Had a very good game. That's much more like it from Ballybrown, and Brian Griffin now charging forward with it. He's lost possession though, and it's Cahill King who gets it for the Piarsaigh up towards Tommy Grimes, but he's beaten to it by O'Reilly. Grimes' second attempt wins it, and a chance now to get the pass away to James O'Brien, who in turn didn't even look. It's James Hall, the ever grateful James Hall, to pick that up. Time for Stevie O'Reilly. He's going to go along with this one. It's in towards Shane Kenny inside. Kenny up against his man, surely fouled. The referee says no, and kicked away by Mike Casey back there. He's gotten away with that one, I think, Mike Casey. He won't care though, neither will the Piarsaigh, as William O'Donoghue drops this one in around the 14. They've come out, it's flicked inside. Good work again, and it's James Hall yet again back there for Ballybrown. Picks out Mark Sheehan. Sheehan doesn't come up for him first time. Still has possession though. Ross Griffin, Ballybrown may be playing with fire there. Griffin's done well though to get it away from Peter Casey. He's got options inside. He's been pulled up for over carrying though, and it's the last thing that Ballybrown needed. And maybe Tom, on John O'Hanlon's part this time, maybe a little bit harsh.
Yeah, I suppose we're right away across the field. It looked like Griffin was about to play the ball in the early game, but John O'Halloran was having none of it, deemed that he'd taken more than the 4 steps. So in fairness, John O'Halloran was right on the case, so I suppose we can't argue with that. Again, as you're alluding to James Hall there, he's, some great work from him in fairness throughout this game. He seems to be playing as the free man in the Ballybrown defence, just the way they're set up, and he's reading the ball expertly. When it's on the right wing, he's directly down the line from it, he's intercepting it, and when it's come in long, he's swept in behind his full back line and mopped up some good balls. So that's definitely one positive from Ballybrown. Yeah,
there's an injury here though for one of the Ballybrown players. Just waiting to see who that one is, Tom. It is Kevin Foster. Seems to be okay though, and it's interesting. Ronan Lynch coming up from centre back to take this one. Up to now, Will Henn would have come out this far to take them, but it's Ronan Lynch, who of course a very, very adept free taker from whatever angle you want to give him. And a chance now to put Piarsaigh back into an 8-point lead. No mistake from Ronan Lynch, his third free of this evening's contest, and it's 15 points to 7 in favour of Piarsaigh, with what, just coming up to 4.5 or nearly 4.5 minutes played of this second half. It's a short one from Conor O'Neill. It's worked out though for Ross Griffin and Ballybrown. Gets the hand pass back to Kevin Foster, and it's away across to James Hall. Hall plays it down the line, looking for Shane Kenny. Kenny gets a flick on it, doesn't get it to hand initially though, but it is Aidan O'Connor who does have it for Ballybrown. O'Connor trying to step past a couple of defenders. Both cornerbacks were there to challenge him though. Boylan and King coming out on top, and it's William Henn, brilliantly hooked by Aidan O'Connor, but the ball comes to Kevin Downs. An impossible angle from Kevin Downs is to have the accuracy. What a score from Kevin Downs, and that's the Piarsaigh into a 9-point lead. Absolutely stunning stuff from Downs.
Yeah, brilliant, and I think Ballybrown thought they turned it over as I think Aidan O'Connor, as you said, got in a great block, but like the big moments in the game where there's been turnovers and stuff, and the Piarsaigh have often come out and thrown the ball straight over the bar. Psychologically, they're big blows to Ballybrown, as Downs has another cut.
Yes, Kevin Downs is that straight over the bar yet again from Kevin Downs. That's 3 now for the Piarsaigh number 11. And Tom, he's just starting to heat up a bit. Big chance again here for Piarsaigh. The puck out doesn't go to plan. Dempsey, can he finish? Brilliant save from Conor O'Neill. Just gets a hurley to it. And that really would have been the death nail for Ballybrown if that had gone in.
Yeah, and I suppose the Ballybrown, unfortunately, they're the victims of their own downfall in many occasions. And another puck out, not finding its man, unfortunately, and the Piarsaigh going for the jugular, trying to kill off the game, and that would have been absolutely curtains there. But great save by Conor O'Neill, and I suppose the consolation prize for the Piarsaigh is a 65.
Yeah, 10 points clear now in the Piarsaigh in the early stages of this second half. Just 6 or so minutes played, just over 6 minutes, as Lynch looks for his 4th of this evening's contest. And has he got that one? He certainly has. Easy as you like for Ronan Lynch. And Tom, just Ballybrown need goals, and they need them fairly fast now.
Yeah, and there was plenty of positives in the opening exchanges of the second half. They got that lead Doolin point, but unfortunately they've conceded 4 now on the trot, and they unable to add to Lee Doolin's points. So they're going to need a goal, and they're going to need it fast.
Yes, William O'Donoghue to attempted hand pass, but Aidan O'Connor's in there, and he's in there again trying to pick his pocket. Andrew Cliff now trying to win possession back for Ballybrown, and Cliff has done it ahead of Jerome Boylan. It's Cliff on the run now, needs a bit of support there, doesn't get it, and James O'Brien mops up from the Piarsaigh point of view. The hand pass is poor though, and Aidan O'Connor has it. What can O'Connor do? The angle is tight, plays it across just that bit far, and it's Peter Casey all the way back from centre forward, delivers this one long. It should be a Ballybrown ball though. Adrian Breen's second best to it initially, but Breen's done brilliantly, and now there's trouble spilling for Ballybrown. Breen gets it across as a poor pass. Dempsey was off his balance, and Ballybrown getting away with it yet again there as Stevie O'Reilly comes away. O'Reilly low one in front of Brian Griffin. Good turn away from Jerome Boylan. It's Griffin on the run. They need a score quickly. It's a poor challenge from Jerome Boylan, and that'll yield a yellow card for the Piarsaigh number 2 surely.
Yeah, John O'Halloran doesn't hesitate, straight into that top pocket, and I don't think Jerome Boylan could have any arguments that was a yellow card. Just Brian Griffin had the ball in hand, and flick on the wrist. It's maybe going way back. It wasn't even a free, but it's most definitely a yellow card in modern day hurling. Yeah,
no arguments there from Jerome Boylan, who's had a very, very solid game in the corner for the Piarsaigh. But a good turn from Brian Griffin. He mustn't have liked that one. Excellent work from Griffin, and they need the likes of Brian Griffin to really, really start coming to the fore to Ballybrown.
Absolutely, yeah, and Yeah, we've seen glimpses from plenty of the Ballybrown forwards in the 38-39 minutes we've seen so far, but they're just going to need to do it over a sustained period to have any chance of coming back into this one.
Straight over the bar from Andrew Cliff, another score for him, and we're back to a 10-point game as Podge Kennedy lines this one up. It's a long delivery from Kennedy looking for Kevin Downs. It was Kenny Power's hand that got to it first, but Will Hen looks to have it for Piarsaigh. Good work from Hen under severe pressure from Kevin Foster. Good work from Foster, but Hen still gets it away. Touch isn't the dest from Tommy Grimes, and Lee Doolan picks up the loose ball into Aidan O'Connor. He's got options with him, Aidan O'Connor. It's a high hand pass to Ross Griffin. Griffin does well to get there ahead of James O'Brien, but Andrew Cliff too slow with the shot. Give Tommy Grimes ample opportunity to come in. And it's a 50-50 battle on the ground now, but Andrew Cliff has it again. Brilliant work from the Ballybrown captain. Gets the flick away to Aidan O'Connor. He's gone in short to Shane Kenny. Kenny gets it in his hand. Kenny's been fouled. And another chance for Andrew Cliff. And maybe another card.
Yeah, this time it's Cathal King, who I suppose will be happy enough to have conceded the free, because Shane Kenny did get it to hand and was looking to head straight for the crossbar and I suppose try and rattle the net, but it's just going to be a tap over free, really, isn't it, for Ballybrown? But again, they're showing plenty of fight around the middle third, and it looks like Josh Adams actually going to take the free.
Could he be going for goal, Tom?
I don't think so. I think maybe it must be applied from Ballybrown that they're set up from a puck out that Josh Adams will take the close in freeze, and Cliff is ready then to try and intercept the puck out.
Same result though from a Ballybrown point of view. It's Josh Adams with the point, his second of the game. Of course, his first from a free as Podge Kennedy plays this one into space in front of Conor Boylan. A bit of a quieter second half for Boylan. He'll look to stop that now, but he's been fouled over on that far side, and not much in that one, it has to be said, but there's going to be, I think it's James Hall who's giving away the free, and there might be a card for James Hall.
I think you're doing James Hall the wrong there. It's actually Kevin Foster who's gone into the referee's book for that foul, so I don't think he have any complaints about that. Just stop the man from progressing there without even trying to play the ball, so an immediate opportunity to restore that 10-point advantage for the Cardavan men. Yeah,
should be a regulation enough one for Ronan Lynch, even though it is over on that far side, and to stretch the Piarsaig's advantage to 10 points yet again, as Tom Clancy mentioned. So Ronan Lynch has had a fine game from frees. Does he have that one on target? The answer to that is no. It's a second miss free for Ronan Lynch, and they're the type of things that Ballybrown have to take a bit of confidence from, anything at this stage to give them a bit of a lift.
Yeah, and interestingly, Ronan Lynch remonstrates with Jonathan Hayes, the linesman, that was over the bar. The umpire didn't hesitate to wave it wide, and I'm not going to say it's a big moment, it's just a disappointing one for Lynch to miss another one.
Yeah, it is, as Lee Doolan challenged by Tommy Grimes. It's another foul, another free for Ballybrown. And just a little bit of sloppy play from the Piarsaigh the last couple of minutes, Tom, and Ballybrown trying to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be another free here for Cliff. I think we've a change coming from the Piarsaigh, but yeah, Cliff's going to need to nail this, and they're definitely going to need the next score. It's all about the next score for Ballybrown from here. See can they cut this deficit, which is 9 points. Can they cut it any bit quicker?
Yeah, it's Alan Dempsey who's coming on for the Piarsaigh, just waiting to see who's coming off. It's going to be a direct substitution for James O'Brien. James O'Brien coming in before the throw-in for Alan Dempsey. Dempsey named to start, but it was O'Brien that started. And I don't think James O'Brien was having that bad a game, Tom, but maybe giving Alan Dempsey some much needed game time at senior level. It's his first appearance for the Piarsaigh this season. Yeah,
very seasoned campaigner is Alan Dempsey, of course, David Dempsey's older brother, and what a player to be able to bring in off the bench. Every other club, I think, would be the envy of the Piarsaigh to be able to bring a player of that calibre.
Andrew Cliff back on the free taking duties and back on the scoreboard as well. 18 points to 10. They've reduced it to 8 points. Again, have Ballybrown. Quick puck out here, and it's William Hen. There could be danger ahead here for Ballybrown. Hen has it now. Shooting chance for Hen. Decides to play it to William O'Donoghue instead. He's already got 1 point. Has O'Donoghue. Decides to play this one low towards Tommy Grimes. Does well to get away from James Hall. It's Conor Boylan now. Goes for goal. Brilliant save again from Conor O'Neill. It was at a good height for the keeper, but he still had to save it, and that's exactly what he's done. But all too easy for the Piarsaigh in that build-up play, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fairness to Conor O'Neill, he's only 19 years of age. He's emphasised why Evan Loftus has put the faith in him this evening. I think that's 2 good saves in the second half. A couple of loose balls in around his square in the first half that he had to make saves of, or he had to clean up, and he did that well. So Ballybrown are looking for positives. Conor O'Neill is certainly one of them, albeit the puck outs probably haven't gone to the desired level from their point of view.
Yeah, another chance for Ronan Lynch now to put Na Piarsaigh back into a 9-point lead. Much more like it from Ronan Lynch's point of view. He'd missed the last one. Just wants to avenge that very quickly as Ballybrown take a quick puck out, and it's Luke Doran has fumbled it. Manages to get it back to Conor O'Neill, and Conor O'Neill steps away from Will Henn's challenge. Conor O'Neill now on the run. And Ballybrown won't want to see this, but the keeper is on the run here. He gets a boot in it. It actually turns out to be a fine pass, and a chance now for Ballybrown on the attack. It's a low one from Shane Kenny, and it's Lee Doolan. Doolan plays a short one. This one maybe just over elaborating, and it's Alan Dempsey in for the first time in the game. Gets the hand pass away, and away comes Cathal King. King under pressure, it has to be said, from Ballybrown, but the hand pass goes to Mike Foley. Mike Foley surely steps Ballybrown. Referee says no, and Tommy Grimes inside to Peter Casey. Is there a goal on? Casey's going to opt for the point, and that's exactly what Peter Casey has done. We're back to a 10-point lead for Na Piarsaigh. Ballybrown will be disappointed, Tom, with the referee's decision not to award steps, but Na Piarsaigh kept on playing, and you do that, Peter Casey will keep on scoring.
Absolutely, yeah. 6 for Casey now. We haven't seen too much of him since half time on the scoreboard, and that's his first since the resumption. So again, you give a player that calibre, that space, he's going to do damage, and he's restored that 9-point advantage.
Yeah, another one for Peter Casey as Andrew Cliff winning this free. Just waiting on Andrew Cliff to take this. Scoreboard says 19 points to Na Piarsaigh, Ballybrown 10. I think we have it as 20 points to them. We'll get that confirmed as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think Lynch 65 added to by Casey, so it is double scores. 20 points to 10 as
confirmed that it was 20-10. Now it's 20-11 in favour of Na Piarsaigh as we head to the second half water break. It's 20 points as we said in favour of Na Piarsaigh, and 11 to Ballybrown. Tom, we're looking at this point now from Ballybrown. You know, they really need them fast.
Yeah, 20 points to 11, 9 points. You're not going to outscore Na Piarsaigh by 9 points in the final quarter. I can't think of any team that has done that in the last decade or so. So they're going to need to raise a green flag. They haven't given up, to be fair to them. They were 8 down at half time. They've only lost that quarter by a point. Probably their best quarter of the game, really. So plenty to be positive about, but Na Piarsaigh, you feel there's another gear in them all the time.
Yeah, it is. Na Piarsaigh really, really comfortable. You know, Ballybrown staying in it from frees more than creating anything in and around the square. Josh Adams has been a focal point throughout their campaign so far. They'll maybe need to try and get a bit more direct.
Absolutely, yeah. The one time they did get a ball to hand, Shane Kenny was fouled by Cathal King, so that nipped that in the bud from the Piarsaigh point of view. So they're going to have to get more good ball like that. That was a decent ball. I'm not sure who played it in, but it was a decent ball that Ballybrown were obviously able to get a score out of. So more that's needed, and they're definitely going to need to get the goal. And I would say in the next 5 minutes, or else this game is just going to peter out, unfortunately. From
the Piarsaig's point of view, you know, Peter Casey's still on the ball a lot. They have been a bit more slacker. Maybe that's to do with Ballybrown's tempo on defence. They've certainly been challenging a lot closer. The same space that was there in the first half certainly isn't there in the second half. But Na Piarsaigh, as you mentioned, probably do have another gear.
Yeah, they seem to be desperate for a goal. They seem to have scored goals in nearly every game for the last, I don't know how long, albeit last year's county final. They didn't get one and the semi-final, but nearly always Na Piarsaigh will raise a green flag. Conor O'Neill is doing his absolute utmost to make sure that doesn't happen as the teams are hit to the pitch.
Yeah, that's the end of the water break, and as we said, Na Piarsaigh leading by 9 points. The scoreboard has been corrected here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. And Tom, you know, you mentioned it, outside of Josh Adams, who else is capable of getting that goal for Ballybrown?
Well, it looks like Aidan O'Connor has gone inside. Now, Aidan is obviously a very skillful hurler. Is he going to win a high ball? Perhaps not. Maybe they're looking for a low ball into young O'Connor. So it'd be interesting to see have Ballybrown change anything in this in that little break that they have there. Looks like Richie Kenny is just gone through his warm up, so he might be introduced anytime soon. But he's more of a defensive minded player. So interesting to see can Ballybrown change anything. Brian Griffin might be an option at the edge of the square as well.
Yeah, as that puck out from Podge Kennedy, won eventually by Andrew Cliff, but again great pressure from Tommy Grimes. Cliff gets the clearance away. It's not going to go to a Ballybrown hand, and it's Jerome Boylan plays this one in. Good catch from Boylan, looking for Adrian Breen. Good work back there though from Mark Sheehan initially. He's going to be under pressure quickly, and Conor O'Neill now has this. Low one across to James Hall, who the ever willing James Hall, the ever free James Hall as well, has to be said. Flicks it inside to Killian Gavin. Gavin now met by a hefty Willow Donoghue challenge, and Gavin struggling to get this one away. He has support from Kevin Foster. Foster's blown out of it though, and the Piarsaigh really hitting hard when the scrums and rucks are developing, but Sheehan's away for Ballybrown. Izzy Breen is there again, and neither side able to get the ball in their hand, coming away with it. There's hurleys flying, there's boots flying, there's hands flying, and the Piarsaigh come away with it. It's a foul on William O'Donoghue, and so often, Tom, for the Piarsaigh, and indeed for Limerick. William O'Donoghue, he wins the dirty ball, either comes away with a little hand pass, a pop hand pass, or is fouled, and yet again for the Piarsaigh, he's done it.
Yeah, that's by my count, which probably won't be 100% accurate. That's his third time coming into a ruck, or into kind of maybe a 50-50 situation, coming out with the ball and ultimately coming out with a free. Interesting to note they've changed free taker here.
Yeah, it's Peter Casey lining this one up. Ronan Lynch not coming forward for it. He's dropped right back onto the semicircle in his own half as Casey has a go with this one. And Peter Casey, it doesn't really matter who's hitting them for the Piarsaigh in this game. Back to a 10-point lead as Ballybrown goes short with Luke Doran for the puck out up towards Shane Kenny, but it's a brilliant catch from Jerome Boylan, and arguably having his best game at senior level for the Piarsaigh, but he's tripped up. Shane Kenny stuck to early out, knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. And
that kind of experience, Jerome Boylan at a very young age, still under 21 of course this year. If he's learning them kind of things, Tom, this early, he got caught on that occasion. There's plenty of times he won't be, but he's had a superb game for the Piarsaigh.
He has, in fairness. He's marshalled whichever Ballybrown forward has been on him expertly, and probably a bit unlucky that time. He gathered the ball expertly, lost his footing, and as you say, just a little bit of over eagerness, and just tripped up Shane Kenny to give Ballybrown another shot at the sticks.
Yeah, it's Andrew Cliff looking to pop this one over and make it a 10-point game yet again. Fine strike from Cliff, and it's straight over the black spot. Brilliant shot from Andrew Cliff, and that's another point for Ballybrown, but it doesn't do them much good, Tom, as they trail by 9 again.
Yeah, 21 points to 12. In fairness to the Piarsaigh, they're not letting Ballybrown get any service at all into that full forward line. If they're going to be popping over frees, that's no worry to the Piarsaigh.
Shot on goal on this occasion. It's over the bar, over on that far side. I think it's Conor Boylan, is it?
Yeah, it was Conor Boylan.
Excellent score from Conor Boylan, and the Piarsaigh now gone into a 10-point lead yet again. 22-12. It says 20-12 on the scoreboard here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. That's certainly not the scores. Ballybrown look to launch another one, but Ronan Lynch, as I just mentioned, is sitting on that semicircle in the last couple of minutes, and Jerome Boylan clears this one down. It's a good ball, but brilliantly read by Mark Sheehan, and Sheehan comes away with things for Ballybrown, comes away with possession, goes straight into middle. Doolan doesn't catch it. O'Donoghue mops up, and it eventually comes to Peter Casey. Chance for Casey to get the pass away, and that's Adam McNamara, substitution for the Piarsaigh. McNamara's been fouled. Another free for the Piarsaigh, and he's down on the bench. We're just waiting to see who came off. It could have been David Dempsey. No, Dempsey is still on. I think it may even be William Henn that may have come off for the Piarsaigh. We'll get that confirmed in a moment or so. Either way, it's a free for the Cardivan men, who are heading towards a comfortable victory, Tom, in a place in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship semi-final.
Yeah, full steam ahead towards the semi-final for the Piarsaigh, and we'd love a fourth official here to tell us about the substitutions, but they do happen ticking fast in the final quarter, and looks like they're going to need to make another one here. Yeah,
Dave Boylan, the Piarsaigh doctor, signalling quite vehemently that the player down injured over on that far side will not be able to continue. Just trying to figure out who it is that's down injured. I think it's Peter Casey that's actually down injured, which of course will be a huge blow for the Piarsaigh if he can't continue. I suppose, Tom, it's going to be safety first from the Piarsaigh, and they will take him off. It's going to be William Henn coming back onto the field, of course, just recently replaced by Adam McNamara. Henn is readying himself to come back on. Casey says he's fine. I don't think they're going to take the chance. Either way, it's a free for Ronan Lynch, and a chance to put them 11 points clear yet again.
Absolutely. If I was Kieran Birmingham, I wouldn't be listening to the player. I'd be making sure that that Casey is eligible for next week. He's able to play, and they've made the correct decision and brought Will Henn back into it. Yeah,
no messing around. They're 10 points clear here in this game. Casey's had a fine game, of course, for them. A huge blow if he's not available, so why take the risk? He's limping off over towards the Mackey stand side here. And William Henn is back on the field, and maybe back on the freeze, judging by that last effort from Ronan Lynch. Off target again. Quick one, short one taken from Conor O'Neill. Played across now to Mark Sheehan. Sheehan going to go long with this one, but it's 2-on-1 up there, as Niall Buckley has also entered the fray for Piarsaigh. It's a low one in from Josh Adams, and Mike Casey comes out with a brilliant work from Casey. Gets the hand pass away to Alan Dempsey. Takes it again. That's lovely stuff from Piarsaigh. Tommy Grimes now in possession for them. Grimes on the run. This would be a lovely score if he can finish it off. He's still going as Grimes. No Ballybrown man absolutely near him. Gets the hand pass away to McNamara. McNamara off his left. Does he have it? The accuracy, he certainly does, and you're not going to see too many better scores than that. Excellently worked up from the full back line. Casey with initially, Tom. McNamara could supply the finish.
Yeah, and Ballybrown just could not get near them anywhere they went up the field there, and that's a well taken score. I think the life was gone from the Ballybrown challenge, unfortunately, but look at the Piarsaigh's dominance in Limerick in the last decade. You know, we've seen this time and time again. It's not just Ballybrown. It's nearly any team they've met they've dismissed on occasion. So interesting that Ballybrown still have a very important. They were more than likely will have a very important playoff game with South Liberties at some point to see can they get into the top 6 for next season. So that's where their focus will be turning to fairly shortly.
Yeah, and very hard not to blame them on that, as Kenny Power tries to come away with this one for Ballybrown. And it's David Dempsey heading towards it with Ross Griffin on. It's a free given against Ross Griffin. Again, Ballybrown protested, and there's a bit of a shamazel developing in front of us between Andrew Cliff and Mike Casey. Much ado about nothing, really. Just a bit of getting to know you and not much else outside of that. But either way, we're going to start with a free. We're going to start with a throw-in. Referee not happy yet. And William O'Donoghue and Brian Griffin clashing. O'Donoghue on the lesser of that one. He took the belt from Brian Griffin. It was a fine challenge initially. Griffin opted to go for a fleshier one second time round, and John O'Halloran certainly isn't going to be happy with that, and he could be in a bit of danger. And more importantly, from Ballybrown's point of view, they can't afford to lose the likes of Brian Griffin for the aforementioned game against South Liberties.
Yeah, and thankfully it's from Brian Griffin's point of view, he's broken the hurley, but he's only got a yellow card for it. I suppose that's just a frustration, really, isn't it, of the last 55 minutes or so.
I'm just wondering, Tom, because William O'Donoghue's hurleys broke as well. Was it the first challenge or the second challenge where the hurleys were broke?
Yeah, it was certainly broken at some point in there, and if it wasn't off William O'Donoghue's hurley, if it was off the back of his calf. So those two players, in fairness, they're the same age. They would have battled the whole way up along. Two fine players at underage for their clubs, so they definitely know each other. They didn't need to get to know each other there.
Yeah, gone to the right and wide for Ronan Lynch. And thankfully the scoreboard has been corrected at the LIT Gaelic grounds. It is an 11-point advantage for Piarsaigh as we head into the final 4 minutes of regular time in this Bon Secures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash here, live and exclusively on Limerick GATV in association with the Kirby Group. It's Piarsaigh that are heading for the last 4, and it's Ballybrown heading for that promotion game against South Liberties to see who'll be playing Senior A in 2021. Long ball in from David Dempsey, heading towards the very quiet Adrian Breen. It has to be said, he's been well marshalled by the Ballybrown full back line, but now it's Adam McNamara again for Piarsaigh. He's looking to get it, but he's been done for over carrying by referee John O'Halloran. And a little chance for Ross Griffin to launch this one. It's good moving from Aidan O'Connor up. O'Connor will have to take it into his hand. He can't, under severe pressure from Cathal King. There isn't too many more experienced cornerbacks in Limerick Senior Hurling as Niall Buckley wins it back for Piarsaigh. Good work from Buckley, though. He's under pressure from O'Connor immediately. Kind of didn't know where he was going, Buckley, on that occasion. And it's Aidan O'Connor has it. O'Connor with this shot. Does it have the accuracy? It certainly does. Brilliant score from Aidan O'Connor. Adds to his early point. Tom, if I'm not mistaken, he got the first point of the game for Ballybrown. He's added to it now. And from their point of view, a star for the future, surely.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, he's a very, very good sharpshooter when he gets the ball to hand. It just hasn't really happened for him since that early score. In fairness to Ballybrown, I was kind of thinking the fight was gone for him. They absolutely have not thrown in the towel, and I think Evan Loftus will be, he's disappointed with that they're going to lose this game, but the fight they've shown is it augurs well for the future, as you say.
Ronan Lynch with this low, and again Ballybrown with the challenge, making sure it's not an easy one, but Hen is on the run again. Ships a hard challenge from Ross Griffin, but it's William Hen on the run. He's going to get hit by James Hall, and eventually Mark Sheehan wins it for Ballybrown. Brilliant pickup by Sheehan. He's under pressure, needs a bit of help, eventually gets it, but it doesn't go to hand, and Downs has it. Now it's Adrian Breen with a chance. Trademark score from Breen coming up, surely. The answer to that is no, and it's a very, very off night for Adrian Breen. They haven't needed him to Piarsaigh, but he'll be disappointed with his showing so far as Ross Griffin launches this one in and around the 21 metre line. It's going to drop. Ballybrown looking to win. It's Shane Kenny that has it, and Shane Kenny just easy as you like from Cathal King, showing all the experience in the world. Made sure he wasn't getting past him. There's no goal gun in there. As long as Cathal King is there, he'll make sure of that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to struggle to recall if Cathal King did get a yellow for his last foul, and Shane Kenny, well, he actually didn't because he's only got one here. So two maybe professional fouls is the wrong term, but two good fouls from the Piarsaigh point of view from Cathal King, because they've denied Ballybrown a clear run at goal, and it was Shane Kenny on both occasions, and Aidan O'Connor's going to take this, and I'd imagine he's going for the jugular.
Yeah, Aidan O'Connor lining this one up. We'd have to imagine he's going for goal. Strikes it well. Has it gone in? It hasn't. It's blocked on the line, and Podge Kennedy comes away with it, gets the pass away, and it's cleared downfield for Piarsaigh. But there's plenty of time for Killian Gavin. He can't get there down. It's Adrian Breen. One thing you have to say for Breen, he hasn't had the best of games, but he's kept going the whole way through. And is he going to get some reward? He certainly is. Brilliant score from Adrian Breen, and Piarsaigh heading towards a very comfortable victory here as a quick puck out taken in by Ross Griffin. 24 points to 13 in favour of Piarsaigh. O'Donoghue's looking to make it 24, going for his second score of the game. Has he got it on target? The answer to that is no. Poor effort from him as Piarsaigh gets set to make another sub, and it's David Hartnett. It's not David Hartnett, sorry, Kieran Kennedy. Of course, the former Crocora cornerback usually comes on in the cornerback position. I'm just checking to see. It's William O'Donoghu's had that last shot and seems to be visibly limping after that challenge from Brian Griffin. Piarsaigh will be hoping it's nothing too serious for him, but a fine evening's work for the Piarsaigh captain. Very prominent throughout the 60 minutes as we're now on, as possession shipped up again from Ballybrown into David Dempsey. Chance for Dempsey. There's a goal on for Conor Boylan. Boylan just doesn't go to hand initially. He's got Adrian Breen inside. Boylan's going to go himself. Decides to pop it over the bar. 25 points to 13. 12 points the difference now as we're in the first minute of added time. And it's another quick puck out from Conor O'Neill over to Killian Gavin. Gavin has to go long. Not the best of strikes. May fall to Brian Griffin either way, but Jerome Boylan's there, and it's Boylan again. Loses possession though. And it's Stevie O'Reilly for Ballybrown under pressure, half hooked by William Henn. Ballybrown still trying to win it with Lee Doolan, but the ruck developing, and Piarsaigh have come out the better of the majority of these rucks. And Mike Casey's there for Piarsaigh yet again, gets the hand pass away to Downs. Kevin Downs unable to hold it initially. Tommy Grimes picks up the pieces, and out comes Ronan Lynch. Lynch going for this one, decides to drop it inside. Dangerous ball for Conor O'Neill. He just lets it go to the left and wide. Tom, we're nearly time up surely here. A minute has been played. It's all at the discretion of John O'Halloran now, but you know, it's an Piarsaigh dominant 12-point victory. You know, from half time you would have seen this coming.
Absolutely, yeah, we've seen this before from the Piarsaigh. They're just relentless, really, aren't they? They keep going. They're very going to be very disappointed even with the last few wides they've hit. They're comfortable winners here, in fairness to them, and they're deserving of their place in the semi-final. So, you know, they got the cobwebs out of the system after that Kilmallock defeat, and I suppose they've comfortably enough defeated Ahan and now Ballybrown. So they'll be happy with to get into the last four, having those.
Well, it's a big hit from Ronan Lynch on Lee Doolan, frontal charge. He's only given a free, John O'Halloran. Surely a card merited for that one, you'd have to imagine. The referee deciding to keep them in his pocket on this occasion as Richie Kenny enters the fray late on here for Ballybrown. The vastly experienced Richie Kenny coming on. He looks to be coming on in his usual half-back position. Just waiting to see who's coming off, but I'm surprised not to see a card for that one.
Yeah, I think John O'Halloran probably looked at the watch first and decided that he didn't want to do any more admin on it. But a very heavy blow from Ronan Lynch on Lee Doolan, and Lee Doolan is definitely still feeling it because you know, it takes a lot to keep him down. I'm not sure who Richie Kenny has replaced. Yeah,
it's Kevin Foster, I think, who's come on, and Killian Gavin's going into the full back line. Not much time left here for Richie Kenny to make a huge amount of a difference. As Stevie O'Reilly certain to loft this one, he's not certain to loft it, and Richie Kenny, the short one goes to Kenny with the hand pass back to Stevie O'Reilly, and just nothing really working for Ballybrown here, but Kenny's in plenty of space and O'Reilly's found him again. Richie Kenny now on the run for Ballybrown. He's going to drop it low, takes a deflection, may bounce anywhere, could still bounce anywhere. It's Aidan O'Connor who has his cliff indeed. Back to Aidan O'Connor, but too many in the Piarsaigh bodies there, and it comes out to Lee Doolan. Doolan has it back to Stevie O'Reilly. He took his eye off at O'Reilly initially, and the Piarsaigh are there in quick numbers between it's Kieran Kennedy and Tommy Grimes, and Grimes flicks it away, and there's a bit of space here for William Henn with the long range effort. gone to the left and wide, and that's the full-time whistle here. It's not the full-time whistle, thought it was from John O'Connor, and he's willing to play on some more, not wanting to put Ballybrown out of their misery just yet, as this one comes in to Aidan O'Connor. He's up against Ronan Lynch. Lynch will foul him if he even tries to get past him. Ball across, and it's flicked away by Niall Buckley. Brilliant work from Buckley. And away they come with Dahi Dempsey. David Dempsey now has it for Piarsaigh. It's a low one to Conor Boylan. Perfect pass to Boylan. Plays it across to William Henn. He's got McNamara with him. Henn is going to go for his own score, and that one looks to be the clincher for Piarsaigh. Indeed it is. 26 points to 13. They currently lead Ballybrown. We've played nearly 4 minutes of added time. Time's surely up. And that is the full-time whistle at the LIT Gaelic grounds. It's Piarsaigh with a very, very comfortable victory over Ballybrown. It's them that are into the last 4. And Tom, there's no argument on the scoreline. 13 points in the difference in the end.
Yeah, double scores, John. 13 points for Ballybrown. They probably didn't really fire a shot that they thought they would this evening. They'll be very disappointed with their hours work. Perhaps the break, they picked up 2 injuries during that break. Colin Coughlin and Mikey Kiley.
Huge losses.
Yeah, huge losses. There's very few teams can lose 2 players of that calibre and recover from it, and I think we've seen it here this evening. But it wasn't just that. I mean, the story of the evening was Piarsaigh. They were very efficient up front, particularly I suppose in the opening half. A little bit wayward in the last quarter, so plenty to work on for them. But 26 points. They had a number of goal chances that they left behind them. So they're not gone away by any shot. Patrick Swell beat them in last year's county final narrowly. They've lost Shane Dowling for the foreseeable, I suppose. But look, this machine, I suppose it keeps going, and they want that title back.
Yeah, we mentioned before the game, we didn't know what Piarsaigh team, where Piarsaigh were after that loss to Kilmallock, after that victory against the Hand. We got a fair idea now, and as you mentioned in commentary, probably still have a few gears to go up as well.
Yeah, they probably do. As alluded to a second ago, they left the goal chances behind them this evening. If you look through all the games in the last number of years, they always get goals. They love getting them. If you recall the game against the Kilmallock here in the group last year, it seemed like they were going for nothing but goals. There's definitely another gear in them. They'll be happy with this workout. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic. I suppose we're still not 100% sure on the semi-final pairings, but be interesting to see how playing the game this week can benefit them. Whereas either Kilmallock or, well, I suppose it doesn't look like it can be Kilmallock, I should say. It looks like it'll be Patrick Swell. They haven't played a game, and it'll be nearly 5 weeks, I think. So be interesting to see how that plays out next week with that dynamic.
From Ballybrown's point of view, we mentioned that they do have another game coming, probably a more important game than this from their point of view, because that's the senior A grade is where they want to be. Yeah,
South Liberties. So I suppose to familiarise people with the structure of this year's championship, normally it's the team of tops group 2, but obviously we had to split that in 2 this year. So it's the team. Once South Liberties are eliminated from the championship, if indeed they are eliminated at some point, they will face Ballybrown. So I suppose Ballybrown are going to be watching tomorrow's game with Doon and South Liberties to see where South Liberties are at. That'll be a big game for Ballybrown. They came second in last year's group to a Han are in the senior A grade this year. Ballybrown want to get back there. They were there and they came bottom, unfortunately, in 2018. So they want to get back to that top table. Evan Alafis has alluded to it in his post match in previous games. They want to be getting to the top table with the crop of young players they have, and even with just the experienced players they have. They want to be playing, the best, the creme de la creme of the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship.
Well, it's victory for Piarsaigh here on a 26 points to 13 scoreline over Ballybrown, and it is they that will compete in the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Hurling Championship semi-finals. We'll see who joins them tomorrow live on Limerick GA TV for Doon versus South Liberties. Join us